Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome, friends. Ryan from Mana Bluff here in another draft. Easy first pick. Boom. Kratos Claws. That's a really nice rare. Happy to grab it. First color on red. Want to go teamer because I prefer teamer, but whatever. You know, 5 colors happens. 5 colors happens. What does the Armament Core is pretty good too. Nice uncommon. Become Immense is fine. Probably take Armament Core over Become Immense despite 1 color. Love Alabaster Kieran. I like a free Weapon Master. I like Kill Shot. I love Thornwood Falls. I love any dual land. And I like Throttle. That's all I like. That's all I care about. Slamming though. Boom. The Kratos Claws. Okay, nothing specifically in red here that's fantastic. I don't mind grabbing this Alpine Grizzly to go with the Claws and maybe trying to move in on Teamer nice and early. However, it kind of puts me at a place where I'm relying on this Claws to be a little more than it needs to be. Pendergate, I don't want to go. Long Shot Squad, I don't want to go. What's just the best card here? Throttle, maybe? I don't know if I want to go Mardu, though. I don't want to be married to my first pick. So, yeah, just what's the best card? Dragon's Eye Savant's really fantastic. I do like the Alpine Grizzly, though. I'm just biased towards green and always want to go green. I think Throttle's the better card, though. It's actually pretty decent in this format. I love Bitter Revelation. Karoo Bloodsucker has its place as well. I'll take the Throttle. See where we end up going. No matter what, it's nice kind of starting with 2 fantastic cards here. Alright, Warden and Abzan Guide catch my particular attention. Gurmag, Swiftwing, has to go in the right deck. The War Speakers are good too. Monster Flock's good. Here's a dual land. They're kind of about equal power, I'd say. I'm going to go with the Abzan Guide because it's a morph. Even though I think for 3 colors they're both really nice, Abzan Guide has a little more flexibility. I could make the decision more based on which of the first 2 picks I'd rather play, which means I'd take the Warden to go Jeskai because I prefer Kratos Claws, but I'm going to try to just stick to solid drafting and picking just the more powerful cards in general in the pack. So I'm going to go with this guy here as we try to pay attention to some of the signals that might start coming our way now. Here's a late Teamer Charger. Kind of goes with the Abzan Guide, though I like it more in actual Teamer because of its aggressiveness. Awaken the Bear Dragon Scale Boon will make the Teamer cuts. Best card here might be the Hate Blade. We can start going into a warrior-themed type deck, though I actually kind of hate that deck. So I'm just going to take the Teamer Charger. I think it's better than the Hate Blade, and if I end up wanting to be warriors, I can kind of make that happen. I'm happy to start leaning into a more green direction, and a more morph direction anyway, as well. Love me some dual lands, though. Kind of hard to pass up. Ooh, another Abzan Guide. Slamming into 2 Abzan Guides right away gets me kind of excited, and I could start prioritizing that. Definitely the best card here. Rather Serpent's playable, but clunky. There's that Wake in the Bear again. Sag Archer, different morph, but yeah, I'm happy just to go strong power here. And now that I'm starting to shape and see a more Abzan-themed deck put together, I'm going to start moving some of this stuff around. I'm going to pass up the Horde Ambusher and take the Jungle Hollow, because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to want to make these Abzan Guides work. Love a Treasure Cruise. It's going a little bit late, but that's okay. Sage Eye Hair could make the deck, but right now I don't know what the base colors are for this Abzan, so let's just take the Jungle Hollow and start moving around. Here's a Nomad Outpost, though, and a Throttle. That's a really late tricolor land. I could get a little greedy and consider taking it in order to be able to, like, play the 4-color thing and get Kratos Claws online. And Kratos Claws actually is the kind of card that makes me want to be that greedy. So I'm going to do it. If I didn't already have 1 Throttle, maybe I would take it here. But I think this Nomad Outpost is going to be a little too fun. Wow, that's a late Savage Punch. Snowhorn Rider is good too. I'm slamming the Savage Punch. I would take either of these lands at this point. Lands are going also late, but there's no way I'm passing up a Savage Punch having 2 Abzan Guides and a Teamer Charger. We're kind of base green anyway. Maybe black's the splash if we're seeing this late Snowhorn Rider. Don't know. But boom, Savage Punch all the way. And a late Throttle. Alright, maybe we're base green black. That could be really fun. Not a lot of people go that base, so that means it can make it a little bit easier to get our splash on. And that means I want to take the Bitter Revelation over the Ponyback Brigade, which I like better anyway, no matter what. Even though this is a nice morph, and if we're already looking to be in these colors to splash, but right now the way I see it going is being base black-green again, and having white and red be our fourth splash colors, which means I don't want them in the same card. That being said, I'll take the War Shrieker here as the best card left. Swiftwing could make the cut, since it's going to be a base color. I don't want to move into blue anymore, so let's take a nice War Shrieker, which is a really good card anyway. I'm going to take the foil, though I'm never going to play it, because this guy sucks. Here we have a Shatter for the sideboard, which never gets actually sideboarded in. And then here, if we do end up going like base green, the Clossodon could be a filler. So spread around the 4 colors. I love the Savage Punch, the Abzan guides. And I love the Crater's Claws. I really like the Throttles and the Bitter Revelation. So, depending on how our mana base works out, I could be definitely tempted to start crafting, like I said, a 2-color base deck with some nice splash to it. Okay, what's here? Really powerful spells, but nothing that really fits in our colors super nicely. Secret Plans, we can kind of just start going for like a 5-color thing if we did that, but I'm not really married to it. I don't have blue. I'm happy to stick away from blue, but that means I'm giving up a Sage of the Inward Eye, which is an insane card. But I don't think we're quite there, since we already know that green and black are going to be kind of our key colors, and those are the 2 that aren't in the Jeskai clan. Which means I don't want the Dismal Backwater, because I'm not going to look to go blue. I think Smite the Monstrous is the only real way to go. I could take that Yielding Krumar, just get a solid 4-drop online. We're looking to splash white, but if that's the case, we're going to get there anyway. And maybe we are just going to be solid Abzan if the mana rocks out, which means I don't mind picking up an extra white card here. We could end up splashing the green if we end up going full-on Mardu. So still just kind of keeping our options open by picking strong colors, but have to start narrowing it down. Slamming Air of the Wilds. Slamming. It's an amazing 2-drop. Don't want it over the Sultai Ascendancy in any way, shape, or form. Another Throttle. If I already have 2, I don't need to get a 3rd one online. Scavenger would make the cut also, but I want to be green. I love Air of the Wilds. It's insane. Here... Oof, tough decision. Would love another Jungle Hollow or a Windscarred Crag. We saw some late lands last time, but that's just because people aren't like on board with them yet. I have to decide though, Burn Away being like the best card here. Am I for sure splashing red? I'm not too sure I'm married to it. I think I'm just going to go green-black for sure, and then we'll see where our splash goes. And I'd rather splash white for the Abzan guide, to be honest. And if that's the case, I'm going to take this Death Frenzy, which will be really powerful. Because I don't want to be too married to this Crater's Claws and start spreading around. Yeah. Ooh, another Abzan guide. But here's a Blossoming Sands. And if we're looking for, to kind of smooth out our 3-color mana, I think I'm going to take it over the 3rd Abzan guide. I do love this Abzan guide. But this is an on-color land that I now am getting to enjoy. Ooh, I could get greedy with this Rugged Highlands, but I feel like I kind of passed that red. So the Tusker is fantastic, but we're not doing blue. It's the one color I'm committed from, which means really the only pick is Despise, which I don't love, or Sagu Archer, which I don't love at all. We're a little short on creatures, so I'm not looking to play the War Shrieker, and the Crater's Claws is the only thing on the splash. Yeah, because I'm not giving up much, besides a Sagu Archer, I'm going to take the Highlands. It makes me feel like with the Nomad outputs from our hands, that one Crater's Claws is easy enough to make our splash rock. Here's an Archer's Parapet, which I really love, especially over Mardu Skull Hunter in this type of deck. So I'm going to slam that guy into the 2-drop slot over the Skull Hunter. Mastodon, I wouldn't mind. I have like some spells at 5 that are pretty good, but we can also probably pick this guy up a little bit later than the Archer's Parapet. Tranquil Cove, not the duel we're looking for. Abomination Good Duel, that's really nice. Nothing really great for us here. I could take the Lamassu, but it's a little expensive. Not little, I mean it's 7-drop, it's expensive. I could go for the Sidisi's Pet or the War Behemoth. I like the Behemoth in general better. Thing is, we're trying to limit our white so that we can just kind of have our splash in white and a touch of red. Best cards, though, are Abomination and Treasure Cruise, for sure. I guess I don't think it really matters. I'll just take the better morph. We'll see how the mana actually works out. The fact that it's a morph means it's not a major deal. Here's another Savage Punch. Heck yeah. I was going to take this Bloodfell Caves to smooth out our Crater Claw splash, but 2 Savage Punches is insane. It does mean I want to start looking at more things like Abzan guides. We're not going to have a whole lot of 4 power dudes, but it doesn't matter. I mean, this card's awesome. I don't think we're going to be delving. We don't have any delve cards yet, and we're not going to get like one of the best delves ever, which is Treasure Cruise. We might get lucky and get like a dead drop, but we can support that even with just one set without any enablers and with like a Bitter Revelation. Soul type Banner, Dasher, Karoo Dreadmaw. Maybe I want the Dread one now that I have 2 Savage Punches. Probably hope to never play it, but it might be the only like possible thing we cast. We'll bring the Sage Eye Harrier in. Still not too convinced that I want these morph white cards, but here's an interesting decision. Sago Archer I tend to like more than Krumor Bonkin, which is what I would lean towards, but with this 2 Savage Punches, I feel like the Bonkin can actually do a little bit more work. So I'm going to take the Bonkin because of our double Savage Punches. Abzan Banner in the case we need it. None of this matters. Yeah. Alright, our mana's a little bit strained in our base because I still consider white being more primary in Abzan than this red Crater's Claws. Crater Claws, we actually get the free cast now. I'm happy to have just 2 fixers. We might even get a 3rd land. That would be the best if we have a slot to pick up a 3rd free red source. Then I'll be super happy. The guides and the smites. I don't even have to main deck the smite. So if I can lessen the white spells here based on where our land's at, then I'd be very happy. Here's an interesting decision. Dead Drop, Kinch Invocation, Abzan Guide, Debilitating Injury, Woolly Loxodon. So many great first pickable cards. Would love another Abzan Guide, but I don't think we need it. Kinch Invocation could be good. We already have an Archer's Parapet. But I think Dead Drop is just way too powerful. I would love a Debilitating Injury. It's because our removal is all, 5 or above. But with 2 Savage Punches, Throttle, and Death Frenzy, like, we don't absolutely need every bit of removal. In fact, we're kind of light on, like, strong creatures. I anticipate something coming back, though. The Invocation, the Guide, or the Loxodon would be ideal. But at the worst, I'll get a Tower Shell or a Mandrills, even like a Rite of Serpent to get in here somewhere. I think Dead Drop's just, like, too strong not to rock. Jeez, this is also a good pack. I'm at 10 creatures, a couple of which suck. The Dreadmaw, oh, man. This is its own ancestor. We do a lot of work in the deck, but I don't want to take it this highly over like a Debilitating Injury. Bloodfell Caves, another one that would, this or the Frontier Bivouac would go and kind of like solidify the Crater's Claws, but not over just having strong picks here. Feat of Resistance I would take over anything else, but I'm a little worried about our white. Because I'm happy just to go base black-green and then splash in the white, which is why the Chief isn't the case. Although, Feat's way better than Chief anyway. Gosh, Heart Piercing Arrow, Storm. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going with the removal and take the Debilitating Injury. I like being this green-white build. I don't need another Throttle, which is a bummer because now this rest of this pack's super not exciting in our green-black colors. Here I will take the Feat of Resistance. Just because it is such a strong card. A little worried about the mana base, though, at this point, and our low creature count, which means the War Behemoth might be right, but I think I would just want like a dorky morph black or green card over a War Behemoth. I would certainly take a dorky black-green or black or green morph card over the Feat just to round out our creature curve. But it looks like we have enough serviceable creatures in some dorks that if we just have these super strong spells, we might be okay. Alpine Grizzly I'm going to take over the Jungle Hollow, though I would love it, but it's exactly what I'm looking for in our base colors, along with 2 Savage Punches. It's pretty nasty. Watch the Roost would also make it. I would probably never play a Rather Serpent now that my removal is so fantastic. Opulent Palace is fine, but again, I'd rather just prioritize something like the Abzan Guide or the Swarm of Bloodflies that we can already cast in good morphs. I like the morphs. Woolly Loxodon would be good. This does mean white to get a cast, but it's such a strong card, I'd rather have it. Even though I'm also looking to upgrade the 5-drop slot with Swarm of Bloodflies. I don't care. I love this card. I love the guide. Love it. Here I also love the Disown Ancestor. Helping us stay alive nice and early. Over a Dragon Scale boon. I know it's a 1-drop, I'll put in the 2-drop slot. Sultai Scavenger I like. I already have 1 Delve card though. I don't really need a Smoke Teller though. With an Archer's Parapet, an Air, and a Disown Ancestor, plus a bunch of 2-drop removal spells, I don't really need to just like have a random dorky too. Already mentioned I don't really plan on playing the right. I've got tons of removal. I'm already at 24 playables with super powerful spells, so let's go ahead and ditch the Dreadmaw. Rock in the Scavenger. Kind of want to get rid of this dude. This guy actually might make the cut, but for now we'll go into the sideboard. I'm not splashing the Ponyback Brigade or anything. Kintree Invocation I like a lot more now that I have an Ancestor and an Heir of the Wilds. I wouldn't mind the Willy Loxodon also, but I think with just having those 2 solid, big-butted men, plus a bunch of other good butts anyway, I'll take the Kintree Invocation. Also helps with Dead Drop, as in casting it and then getting something big. Alright, do I need the Longshot squads, or can I take the Bloodfell Caves? I don't love where we're at with our white mana, but that doesn't affect the squad. We're actually low on creatures, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go in and take the Longshot squad instead of cleaning up our mana a little bit. Just another random dork. I'll take the Secrets for the sideboard instead of the Rite of the Serpent for the sideboard. Probably not playing both throttles at this point. Maybe not be able to play the feat since, probably the Smite. That's gonna go away. I don't care. Gosh, I still have to make 2 cuts? Crazy. Would have loved to have a little bit more on the fixing, but didn't really want to prioritize it since I felt like I was going to be pretty solid. I mean, if I look at the way this is turning out with Crater's Claws just being a free card off of our double splash, it's kind of nice. That may not be the case, by the way. It might be right that I just don't need the Crater's Claws. I have so much removal that if I just want to smooth out everything I'm doing, I can just ditch it. But the main thing is, white is our other splash. So let me clean up this mass of cards, and I'll bring you back in just a moment. Okay, so here's everything laid out. I currently am at 24 cards. I need to ditch 2 cards from the main build in order to get down to 22, plus our lands. Our weakest cards are these creatures, but I'm already at 14. I don't think I want to go that much lower. I could ditch the War Behemoths, maybe fill in with like a Rotting Mastodon, just to slow things down to get online. That's an option, but I actually kind of like this curve pretty nicely. I'm actually considering cutting the Feet and the Crater's Claws. Yeah, they're actually some of our more powerful spells. I mean, Savage Punches are great, and the Dead Drop is fantastic, and in our deck, this Death Frenzy will be good too. However, these Craters, I just don't feel like I need the Feet or the Crater's Claws, and if I ditch the Crater's Claws, I don't have to worry about this guy. Right? And the Feet is the only white card that I can't cast if I don't have white, so I'm really just making this a mana decision. Now, if I feel like I'm playing against another deck that's going a little bit later, and we're kind of just going into the grinding game, I'll happily bring in these super powerful spells and adjust accordingly. Maybe take out a War Behemoth, take out like the Throttle, which is our weakest removal spell, and we'll adjust the mana that way. But for now, I'm just going to rock some consistency here, since I think the deck is powerful enough and able to win just on its merits alone. So this is what Moto's suggesting. Let's see how many green and black sources we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's good. 9's better, but 8's perfectly fine for what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, yeah, 5, 6, and only 7 green sources, whereas I'd actually like 8. Now, with plains, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm definitely ditching 1 plains for an extra forest. 5 seems good. Remember, I got rid of the feat, so I never had to hardcast anything. The thing is, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different white spells I'm going to be casting on by the 5th turn. So how do I like that? Let's double check the count real quick. We have 8 swamps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. And then 8 forests or 7 forests? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forests. Good. 8 and 8. I'm digging that. We don't have any double spells of any kind, so 8 and 8's good. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I like it. Nice consistent mana base. Even this could have a little bit to be desired, which makes me even more happy that I'm rocking the Feat and Creator's Claws in the sideboard. Gonna bring those guys in. Last consideration, do I want to cut a War Behemoth for like a running Mastodon? I want to go late. Running Mastodon and Kintree Vacation like later when it's drawn is cool, but I have plenty of morphs to where it's not like I need the War Behemoth as a morph also. Yeah, I'd rather have the extra 3 toughness, even though it's going to be harder to get it into a 3/6 without white mana. I think we have enough going on, that's fine. So yeah, let's do it. Straight up Abzan. Here we go!